never die.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Overwatch Cavalry Club scrims this evening. Tonight we have our Diamond Division, we have Komodo and NaCl.EXE, and with me tonight we have Captain Jack and Crunch Bite. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much there, Dank Monkey. Welcome everyone to the OCCScrims. I am your commentator, Captain Jack, along with co-commentator Crunch Bite. How you doing tonight, Crunch?
Pretty good. I'm just staring at this Let's Go Eevee box and I want to play it, but I have commitments this evening, so I'm here.
Exactly. All those responsibilities. I totally get it. All right.
Sir.
So as Dank Monkey said, NaCl.EXE versus Komodo tonight. Very awesome matchup. So far this week, we have been seeing... The first week we saw a lot of our new teams were having kind of those growing pains, but we've seen them come back, two of them having victories within the last couple of days. What do you think we're going to see for Komodo and Salt today?
Biggest thing that I want to see out of Komodo is that they don't have a majority with their lineup tonight, so they're dealing with a couple of subs that they've got around from O.C.C. They're very strong players. They're very, very capable of playing with them. But I just want to see how well that kind of coordination and team effort can work well in their favor. And then for Salt.EXE, with the departure of Genji just taking a break from Overwatch for a little bit, I want to see how well the new DPS works out alongside with Sickfotch, just making sure that everybody is able to work well with Salt.EXE. And then from there, I think tonight we'll have a good matchup.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get this game started. We're going to start things off on Blizzard World. See, I honestly wish I played some of these other games, but when I was in the Navy, when they talked about WoW, it was almost like it was a disease of sorts. It's like, once you start playing WoW, you will never ever play another game ever as long as you live, because this will be your life. So I was like, well, yeah, no. I like mixing it up every now and again.
I'm super stoked for the new WoW Classic, or not new, but the WoW Premium Classic coming in. And from there, it seemed like everybody was having a good time with their BlizzCon ticket because they were able to have a trial version of it, and they're saying it felt exactly the same, and it felt really, really clean and smooth. Ooh. So I'm super stoked for that.
That sounds pretty awesome. Well, I imagine they've probably come a long way from when the original WoW came out, so... Going remaking anything always comes out a lot better than when it initially came out, which is always nice. Let's go ahead and see how our teams are setting up. 20 seconds on the clock before the first push of Komodo Salt.EXE tonight. It looks like we're going to see the basic 2-2-2 comp coming in from Komodo with the Rein, Zarya, Star-Lord, and Ender. And we're going to see the same on Salt.EXE, Berkey on main tank with the Rhine, and Aldo Chilbro on the Zarya. I wonder if we're going to see some Hammond tonight from Chilbro. That'll definitely be interesting.
I'm almost guaranteeing it's going to happen. Just got to see. Just got to play the waiting game.
Absolutely. Well, the poke battle's going on. We got Mishra up in the sky right now with Spaceman doing a lot of damage into the backline of Salt.EXE, and unfortunately they don't really have a huge counter. I mean, they do have Zasuto on the Hanzo, but I mean, I don't know. For me, Hanzo's always kind of hit and miss on being a one of those DPS that can take a far out. Clever ends up taking out Berkey early in the fight. Calamity following up on Aldo Chilbro and Mishra taking out Zasuto, and that's going to force the rest of Salt.EXE back behind the statue into spawn with 3 minutes left on the clock right there. Crunch, what were you seeing during that first encounter there?
Biggest thing I was seeing was just the moment that Sickfoch went in to try and get a pick as Doomfist, none of the team wanted to follow up with him. If they need to be hyper aggressive to push up into them, they need to all push in together, not just one at a time, and just keep getting those staggered picks.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like Sickfoch is going to switch over to Soldier 76 to try to take care of Mishra and Spacement. The Valkyrie coming out from Spacement as the Coalescence comes out from Till. And now a nanoed Berkey getting in there, trying to make something happen, but the barrage comes in from Mishra, takes out the nanoed Berkey, as well as Till, Spacement, Rizzing, Star-Lord, and Ender ends up taking out Sickfoch for another reset, it looks like. Although Chilbro is going to get pushed back and gets taken out by Ender, Mishra taking out a Wind's Plague, and that indeed is going to be another reset. 2 minutes on the clock right there. I honestly felt in that push that they were going to take that. Like they had gotten the pick on Star-Lord there at the beginning, but they didn't have the protection to take out Mishra. Wouldn't you say, Crunch?
I would say definitely just making sure that you're focusing on the targets that need to go down first, and from there, once Star-Lord went down, they just need to all push in together. As soon as the Pharaoh ultimate was going, just back away and just make sure to wait until the end of it.
All right, well, it looks like the Wombo combo is going to come in with the Grab Dragon. Zasuto taking down Star-Lord, Wind's Plague following up on Mishra. Clever coming out with the Tac Visor, takes out Aldo Chilbro, and is working to try to take out the rest of the team right there. But it looks like they're going to back off just a little bit, let the Tac Visor run out. Ender ends up taking out a Wind's Plague, who came in on the Zenyatta now. And now it's a 4v4 fight. Star-Lord making it 5v4 as they push back into the point. Clever ends up taking out Till, but Berkey takes out Calamity with the Fire Strike. Clever following up on Sickfoch and Mishra, taking out Berkey. Spaceman rezzing Calamity on the point, and that's going to be another first point hold right there with 50 seconds on the clock. Crunch, it seems like Salt is really off their game tonight. What would you recommend?
Picking up that communication is just critical at this point. They would have easily been able to take that fight if they were just able to push straight on the point, but they just kept playing around the wall, just hoping that they were able to get the Rhine Shield back up. At that moment, whenever the Rhine Shield is down, just push onto the objective and take the objective fight. Don't try and push around off the objective, because you're going to sit there and keep getting staggered picked.
All right, well, it looks like Aldo Chilbro switching over to the Hamster, trying to do some work there. Calamity ends up taking out a Wind's Plague early in the fight. The barrage comes out from Mishra, takes out Sickfoch, but Zasuto, who switched over to the McCree, takes out Mishra mid-ult. The Coalescence coming out from Till and Calamity, trying to keep their teams alive as much as possible. Berkey and Star-Lord going at each other, but the Fire Strike from Star-Lord will take Berkey out first. Clever bringing out the Tac Visor, but Aldo Chilbro set out the minefield, takes out Clever. Ender takes out Till. The hammer down coming in from Star-Lord along with the Graviton, ends up taking out a Wind's Plague and Sickfoch. And first point will be held completely, not a single percentage to be claimed right there. Holy goodness. I am just, wow. I don't think I've I know that every team has their good days and bad days, but I don't think we've ever seen our first point hold for our diamonds before. What do you think, Crunch?
It is quite odd to be seeing that, but to what I was seeing, majority of the fights that Salt was trying to pick up, it was either a staggered fight or they were just trying to play around areas where they shouldn't really have. My suggestion to them is that they group up, they get that full 6, and if they know that they're able to have that advantage, especially with the main shield tank up in front of them, they're easily able to take that objective and take the fight right on the objective rather than around the objective.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see how they set up as they come over to the defense. It looks like Aldo, Chilbro, and Berkey are going to come back in on the Ryan Zarya once again. Zasuto on the McCree, and Sick Fudge coming in on the Pharah, with Till on the Mercy and a Wind's Plague on the Moira. On Komodo, we're going to see Mishra switching over to the Soldier 76. Probably, well, actually the McCree. Going to come in on the McCree with Clever coming in on the Genji. Ender and Star-Lord coming in on the Ryan Zarya combo once again. Spaceman taking up the Brigitte mantle, and Calamity still on the Moira. Let's go ahead and see what Komodo can do against NaCl.EXE as they come in for their first attack. Poke battle already starting in the backline as Sickbotch shooting rockets at quite the distance, trying to get into Komodo's backline, similar to how they were doing. But seeing Mishra on that McCree is keeping Sickbotch until a little at bay. Sickbotch ends up taking out Mishra, though, to start that off. It's a 5v6 fight right now as they try to figure out whether to push in or to hold on, with Star-Lord Clever looking to try to get in that backline, but a Wind's Plague chases him off. Mishra switching over to the Widow, ends up taking out Sickbotch, but the res comes in from Till. Clever taking out Zasuto with the dash and the help of Brig. Clever also taking out a Wind's Plague right there. It's a 4v6 fight right now as they fight on the point contested. Star-Lord taking out Berkey, Calamity taking out Till, Clever taking out Aldo Chilbro, and Calamity taking out Sickbotch. And that is all she wrote, folks. Komodo's going to walk away with our first victory tonight here on Blizzard World. Crunch, I am just... wow. Like, I am so surprised right now. Ender's coming in with the play of the game. What were you seeing there?
Biggest thing I was seeing was Clever was going in the backline, was able to get those crucial picks as needed, while the rest of the team just kept following up and kept getting the kills as needed. It was from there they were able to just take the fight to the objective, and all 6 of them were just dead by the time that anything was even able to reconstitute anything.
I absolutely agree with you there. It just seemed like the times that Salt tried to be aggressive, they didn't follow up on it. Like, they got a couple of picks, especially that second to last push they had. They got a couple of picks, but then they didn't follow up on it. It's like, you know you have the numbers, so just, like, get your butts in there. All right, let's go to the chat and see what's going on. Bagel Guy and Elfie, thank you for the cheers. Elfie saying, go Salt with the cheer. MGK 2020 calling out S-A-L-T. Well, Salt, Salt, Salt. Very nice there. And Sways just says, just warming up. Let's go Salt. All right, so lots of cheering for Salt, but we do see some cheers both from K10 and Weapons Tech for Komodo. Dank saying, let's go Star-Lord. So also rooting for Komodo there. Seems about half and half as things go on. It looks like we're going to be going into Ilios for our next map. Boop Central, as I like to call it. Bacon! 4 months in a row subscription. Thank you so much. For those of you that don't know, subscribing to our channel is only $4.99 a month. If you're familiar with Dunkin' Donuts, it's literally like a sandwich and coffee for one day. That's all you have to pay to be able to get into our Discord channel, to be able to team up with our players and our coaches, all sorts of stuff. So it's really a good investment if you're following along with us. And if not, that follow button is just as important too. So let's go ahead and see what is going on here on Ilios. We're starting off in my favorite map, Dowell. Tell me what you're seeing there, Crunch.
Well, one thing that I was going to add for you is that you also remember that if you are a Twitch Prime member, that you do get 1 free subscription. So a Twitch Prime is just as good as any other Twitch subscription. So if you would like to use that sub, be more than welcome to use that Amazon Prime Twitch sub. But
Interesting. See, I didn't know that.
you get 1 free sub with your Amazon Prime subscription.
Ooh, so
with
fancy.
that, biggest thing that I definitely want to see from this is just aggression of fighting on the shield tanks, and then from there, just utilizing the well to be sure nobody can get those reses and making sure that you can work around it.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and see what they got. See, this is always one that I question. Like, I know how good Aldo is on the Hammond, but do you really want to play a ball-type creature when there's a big hole in the middle of the map? I always just kind of wonder that. Mishra getting the first kill there on Sick Foch with the uppercut. Aldo Chilbro trying to get into the back line of Komodo right now. Caused a little bit of a disturbance, but on the other side we see Spaceman coming in on Lucio trying to get some boops in on Team Salt right there, and they're going back and forth, still contesting the point. Both Orisa shields are up right now. Oh no, it looks like we're already seeing the minefield come out from Aldo Chilbro, separating the team a little bit. Mishra is going to take out Aldo Chilbro with the Falcon Punch. Aldo Chilbro taking out Clever with the minefield. Spaceman following up on Zasuto. Is a drastic fight for the point right here. Both Orisas without their shield, but it looks like control will be gained from Komodo right there, as both Ender and Starlord continued to fight on the point to claim that 11% and climbing right now, but it looks like it's going to switch quickly over to Salt.EXE, leaving it 17% for Komodo and 2% in climbing for Salt. What are you seeing there, Crunch?
I want to see more aggression on the Hammond with 5 of them looking at him. Shields being closer played to their respective spawns, and from there, more well control. Just making sure you can easily get those easy pulls and easy hook combos, that you can easily just get those people in the pit.
All right, well, we're seeing the whole hog and nothing but the hog coming out from Ender. Ends up taking out Berkey in the backline. Clever taking out the bongos from Berkey. Zasuto following up on Clever, and Ender taking out Till. But it looks like they're going to be unable to reclaim the point despite taking down the main tank. Zasuto ends up getting Ender on their spawn side, and it looks like they're going to push back Komodo once again, leaving it 43-17 in favor of Salt right now, as their percentage is still climbing. I'm loving the Reddit Lucio from A Wind's Plague, just like trying to fight the Pharah by getting to the top of the frickin' top of the wind tower right there. Just absolutely beautiful, wouldn't you say, Crunch?
One thing I would definitely like to see is just more with the Hammond and just more aggression with them, because from there they could easily get a couple picks, but from there Wind's Plague is just really wanting to just do that Reddit Lucio one trickery and really just show that making sure to play with the team is way more important than trying to do a solo queue mentality.
Absolutely. Well, they're still holding control of the point, so although it may not be exactly as it is, they are still holding control against Komodo right here, 90% and climbing. They might be able to take this away. Komodo has one more shot to take back the point. Till coming in on the Moira, trying to get something to happen. Calamity coming in with the Coalescence. Till coming in with the counter Coalescence. There's Coalescence all over the place, just everywhere. Aldo Chilbro coming in with the Slam, trying to get Starlord, who switched over to the Reinhardt, which is usually a difficult pick to use on this. The bongos come in, but Enders takes out a Wind's Plague. Zasuto taking out Enders. Starlord taking out the bongos. Zasuto dashing Basement to death. Calamity takes out Zasuto. Till taking out Starlord. It is just back and forth on the point right now. Berkey taking out Clever right there. And it looks like they will continue to hold as Sick Foch uses the tire to take out Calamity and secure Objective B here on Ilios. So what were you seeing there, Crunch?
Same things that I was seeing with what Salt was doing, but on Komodo's side, there was a lot of fights that were just fought with just not the entire 6-man. There were times wherever that coordination between the Orisa and Roadhog was really obvious. And then from there, it's just making sure to just have that kind of aggression on the shield tank to where they won't have that kind of presence. At the very beginning, they did fine. They were able to push them off and do what they needed to. But right after that, after they kept that point, they were easily able to just keep that momentum and just keep snowballing themselves forward.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and see how they do here at the Ilios Ruins. Not a lot of boot potential unless you go on the far outside of the point. So a lot of death and destruction going to be happening right here in the middle of the ruins. Star-Lord coming in as the Reinhardt once again against Berkey's Orisa. Enders coming in with the Zarya, and Aldo Chilbro still on the Hamtaro. Looking to get those picks early. The poke battle going back and forth right now. Aldo Chilbro coming in the back line. Ends up taking out Spaceman, who came in on the Ana, but Clever ends up getting Till. Enders taking out Berkey. Mishra taking out Sick Botch, and Enders taking out a Wind's Plague. And it looks like they might take control. They will take control. Komodo takes control of the point, ends up taking out Zasuto, and a hard reset for Aldo Chilbro. Absolutely beautiful construction right there. Wouldn't you say, Crunch?
Oh, absolutely. The tank picks were absolutely needed. The picks that were being followed up on were getting followed up on, and from there, the picks were just as needed.
Absolutely. Clever getting Zasuto before they're even able to get past the Ruined Sanctum back there, making it already a 5v6 fight as Salt.EXE continues to try to push Komodo back to the point. The alternation of Star-Lord and Enders right now. The minefield comes out from Aldo Chilbro onto the point, leaving Komodo at a little bit of a disadvantage. Berkey taking out Enders and Spaceman. Aldo Chilbro gets Clever with the minefield, and it looks like Salt.EXE will take control of the point 46-4. What do you got, Crunch?
For this one, biggest thing I would definitely like to say for this is just more concentration on the Hammond. He's been getting away with less than 10-15 health, and then from there they just flail him away, and then he's just able to get an easy escape. It just needs to have that follow-up immediately and just take out that pick, and then from there they're just able to keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like they're pushing far into Komodo territory. The blade coming out from Clever ends up helping get Ender. A Wind's Plague takes out Calamity with the Coalescence, but Clever takes out a Wind's Plague with the blade. Sick Botch cleaning up Mishra with the tire, and Star-Lord and Clever are now on the point against Sick Botch and Zasuto. It is a 2-on-2 fight, no healers in sight. The rally is coming in from Till, but ends up getting taken out. Or no, not from Till, came out from Calamity, and able to get into the point and support the team. Aldo Chilbro ends up taking out Star-Lord, and they are trying to regain control of the point, 61% right now, but the minefield comes out for Aldo Chilbro. Thankfully, Calamity has taken out most of the field. Enders taking out Berkey as they still continue to contest the point and try to take control. 72% on the side of Salt.EXE. The hammer down comes in for Star-Lord, getting a nice fat shatter right there, but Zasuto gets a double blade on Clever and Spaceman. Mishra ends up taking out Aldo Chilbro, and Calamity following up on Zasuto, and a Wind's Plague falling to Star-Lord will allow them to retake the point 50-87. That was an incredibly intense fight, wouldn't you say there, Crunch?
Oh, absolutely. From there, though, the one thing I would like to see is just a little bit more aggression from Komodo. From there, they had the 1 or 2 picks that was needed to just keep pushing forward, but they just still kept playing back in the corner and just wanted to get another pick just to be sure. Whenever those picks are made, just put out that aggression so that way they can't have that kind of follow-up to keep just going into that staggered fight over and over again.
Well, it looks like Mishra ended up bringing out Zasuto's Reaper, takes him out in the back line. Clever taking out Sick Botch as well, coming in on the McCree. And it looks like they're going to continue to hold, now coming up on matching percentage to Salt.EXE, 87 and 87, as they continue to climb. 90% right now. Aldo Chilbro gets in the back line, but Spaceman ends up taking out Zasuto. The rally coming out from Till, trying to work against Mishra. The tackle from Star-Lord ends up taking out Till. Although Chilbro, another minefield on the point as Star-Lord and Calamity, or Spaceman rather, try to take out all the mines, end up clearing the point. Clever taking out Aldo Chilbro, the High Noon trying to hold the rest of Salt.EXE off the point. Mishra taking out Zasuto, and it looks like as overtime ticks away, Komodo will take point C here on Ilios Ruins. So it's a 1-to-1 fight now, Crunch. What are we expecting on this next map? What would be your forward coach vision?
My wants or the realistic expectations?
We'll go with the realistic expectations.
Realistic expectations, I would really like to see more of a combo ultimate with Zarya, just with how Salt just doesn't have any defensive ultimates to really stop this kind of aggression. That would easily be able to win those kind of fights that are just stalling out for so long. They can just have that kind of follow-up with just Ender's Gravitons. And then from there, it's just making sure they just keep pushing forward after you get those couple picks. Just making sure that aggression is just present and the team is hesitant to even go up against you at that point.
All right, well, let's see what they make happen. It looks like Sick Botch is going to switch over to the Doomfist for this fight. Mishra staying on the Reaper. Calamity staying on the Brig. Clever ends up getting taken out by a Till anti-mine in the backline. And it is a 5v6 fight already headed to the point right there. Star-Lord trying to go in and get something, but Mishra ends up taking out Sick Botch. It's 5v5 on the point right now. Tackle comes in from Berkey, doesn't end up pinning anything. Sleep Dart comes in on Star-Lord, but not a lot of follow-up to be had. Mishra taking out Till and Spaceman. Star-Lord taking out Berkey and Mishra taking out Zasuto. That will clean up the point and allow Komodo to start their percentage climb here on Ilios Lighthouse. What do you got for me, Crunch?
Beautiful execution. They completely ignored the Hammond, which was just getting away and just not putting as much pressure as he once was. But then from there, they were able to keep focusing on those main targets, such as the main tank and the off tank. And then from there, they were able to keep up that aggression, just making sure the healers go down along with the alt DPS. And that was how they were able to firmly secure that point by just playing on the objective as such.
Absolutely. It looks like Aldo Chilbro's looking to get in the back line. The Death Blossom comes out, doesn't end up getting much anybody, but Clever and Calamity clean up Berkey, Till, and Mishra taking out a Wind's Plague, but Zasuto ends up picking out Mishra before retreating back to the rest of the team as they reset once again 38% to 0. That was a clean execution. It looked like Aldo Chilbro was going to try to push behind the team and kind of start capping the point. What would you recommend for people like that kind of separate from their team just to try to start claiming the point instead of getting in the team fight?
Biggest thing, especially with how the Hammond should be playing in these kind of situations, what you really want to be doing as a Hammond is just be causing that kind of chaos in the background to where 2 or 3 people instantly just turn around on you and the rest of your team can easily push up on the other 2 people that are still staring at the front line. So that way you evenly have the more impact of just the 5 people against the 2, and then you're going in from a 5 to 4 to 3, and then with your Hammond following up on the back line to get those easy picks.
Absolutely. Well, that was a crazy fight there on the point, but it looks like Salt.EXE will take control, leaving Komodo at 82% as they start their climb. That is going to be a huge gap to fill, but if anybody can do it, it can be the Salty Salts right here on Team Red. Let's go ahead and see what they can make happen. The it looks like Mishra looking to get in that back line, but Sick Potch, listening to it happen, ends up getting up there, trying to take out Mishra. Mishra getting packed right there, patched up. High Noon coming in from Clever. Triple kill, Devil Trigger on the side of Komodo. Mishra cleaning up a Wind's Plague. Calamity taking out Sick Potch. Allows them to retake control of the point right there. 87 and climbing to 35. That was a well-timed ultimate there, wouldn't you say, Crunch?
Oh, absolutely. Clever was just able to easily utilize just the zoning potential of it, and from there he was able to get those 3 picks that were easily able to keep pushing himself forward.
All right, hammer down, coming out on the point from Berkey, and it looks like Sick Botch will take out Spaceman. Calamity following up on Berkey, although Chilbro taking out Star-Lord. The big fist coming down doesn't end up getting much of anybody, although Chilbro takes out Mishra, and the Wind's Plague follows up on Ender, and that will allow Salt.EXE to take to retake control of the point, 99-45 and climbing. That was an incredibly aggressive stance right there. I love how they pushed in on that. I love how they really got in and got those picks. Berkey not leading with the shatter, but waiting for Star-Lord to use the shatter first. What else do you think, Crunch?
It was just what I was saying earlier. It's that aggression of fighting on the set point and easily able to take that advantage for your team rather than just having to sit there and wait for those picks over and over again. Once you have objective control, a lot of people get real scared because they see that timer going down and they would immediately want to keep rushing to the point to try and save it. But at that point, it's just them just getting themselves trickling into that fight and not able to do any follow-up.
Absolutely. Well, now Salt.EXE at 80%. The High Noon comes out, but ends up getting taken out by one of Aldo Chilbro's mines, which I find interesting. You would think that you would avoid those if you were High Nooning, but looks like we're going to see Ender switching over to the Hammond as well, going in to contest against Aldo Chilbro. The die coming out from Mishra ends up taking out a Wind's Plague and Sick Bot. Zasuto taking out Star-Lord. And Berkey following up on Mishra. Till taking out Clever, but Calamity taking out Berkey. Enders following up on Zasuto and Till right now as they clear the point. Aldo Chilbro trying to keep the dream alive as much as possible as the Hammond ends up getting taken out by Enders. And at 99-99, we will see Komodo retake control of the point, but the fight is still going as we see Sigfotch able to get back in with the help of a Wind's Plague, and they are fighting, trying to make something happen. A Wind's Plague gets taken out by Enders, and it looks like we're going to see Komodo walk away with their second victory tonight here on the OCCScrims. Wow, that was an intense match right there, wouldn't you say, Crunch?
Oh, absolutely. The following up on the pin on the Doomfist, just getting his armor all the way down. Mishra were able to follow up with that die ultimate, and then from there getting the picks as needed and pushing in on Till and Aldo Chilbro as the Hammond and Brigitte.
Absolutely. A lot of damage, a lot of good plays from both teams tonight. I told you that this was going to be super exciting, and dang it, it sure has been. So we're going to go ahead and go into our halftime right now. Go ahead and enjoy this video. We'll be back with y'all in about 5 minutes.
Is this just a dream?
And welcome back, everyone. We are back from our halftime. We are looking at a 2-0 right now from Komodo with our Diamond Division going up against Salt.EXE. And I'm going to throw it right back over to Captain Jack and Crunchbite. There you go, guys.
Thank you so much there, Dank Monkey. So as Dank said, 2-0 right now for the side of Komodo. Based on the way that they're playing tonight, it looks like we're going to see our third new team walk away with their first victory tonight. What do you think, Crunch?
As long as they keep showing that kind of aggression and they're able to keep having that kind of communication and ult management, I believe in them. I think they're able to take that 4-0 tonight.
Oh boy, well let's go ahead and see what they've got as we go to Rialto.
Hey, and real quick, just a shout out to Jag. Thanks for the sub there, Jag. We appreciate it, man.
Woohoo! That's 4 months in a row tonight. Loving it, folks. Loving it. I always feel like I should have a, like I know it's Italy, but I feel like I should be like dressed up as a Frenchman every time I see this. So like a beret and the black and white striped shirt and a little twirly mustache and go ho 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 as I walk around Rialto. I don't know how weird that is, but that's just me. It's very weird. It's okay.
Was this something you wanted to tell us for a while now?
Just ignore all the white powder on my face, I promise.
Oh.
I'm joking. I'm joking. This all comes natural. It's in my genes.
What, the white powder comes from your jeans?
No, not
It's in his pockets.
Oh, man.
Gotta lay off the powdered donuts.
Oh, I gotta lay off the powdered donuts. I really do. No, it's so funny because my friends will drink and they'll get crazy, and I'm like, I just do this all natural. That's why I'm so good at this. All right. 15 seconds on the clock. Let's go ahead and see how our teams are setting up here on Rialto. It looks like we're going to see Komodo come in with Mighty Peon taking over the main tank role as Orisa Enders coming in on the Roadhog. And we're going to have Berkey also coming on the Orisa. Not a lot of Rhine v. Rhine play I've seen tonight. Wouldn't you say, Crunch?
Well, more of the maps, especially on the scenery pack, is lean towards more of a very, very conscious, immobile tank formation. So the best one to go with it is always going to be Orisa Hog, just to apply that shield pressure and to keep doing what they need to be doing, which is just put out damage and just letting shields just keep breaking.
Nice. Well, it looks like Fire got that first pick, but the res came in, took care of that. Fire also taking out Mishra. Enders returns the favor on Zasuto right there. It's a 5v5 fight right now on the payload. Mighty Peon trying to keep that shield up as much as possible, but there's just too much damage coming in until ends up rezzing Zasuto, making it a 5v6 fight once again. Clever coming in from the back line, trying to get healed up, going back in, trying to take out Fire, but Zasuto ends up getting Mighty Peon, and the Graviton comes in, and Crusher and Zasuto clean up right there, getting a triple kill together. Mishra ends up taking out Till in the backline. Ender's going for the hard reset, I guess. Mishra takes out Fire, but Berkey takes out Mishra, and it looks like they may be able to get first point right here. What do you think, Crunch?
I believe your question has been answered for you, my good sir.
Yes. But what do you think about this fight, moreover, how things are going?
Biggest thing that I would really like to see, and it was just the same thing I was making a mention to, whenever you're playing Roadhog Orisa, you gotta coordinate with each other to see if you can get those cheeky hook pulls, and then from there, just making sure to keep playing with your shield tank and making sure to keep applying the shield pressure to make sure that your shield stays up and their shield keeps constantly going down. Just coordinating with that main tank just to be sure you can keep applying that aggression.
Well, surprisingly, it looks like Mighty Peon switched over to the Winston, Ender switching over to the Diva, and this anti-dive comp is actually working pretty well for them. Fire ends up taking out Clever, but the payload is stalled on the bridge currently. The Nano comes out for Zasuto, Nano Blade trying to get into that backline. Crusher ends up taking out Mishra as well as Mighty Peon. Berkey taking out Spaceman with the Halt, and Crusher will DMAC with Ender's follow-up, or Fire's follow-up on Ender's on the Diva. Crusher taking out Calamity, and it looks like they will have a clear push right now, getting past the choke point, and trying to get into point 2 here on Rialto. With 3 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. Crunch, what would you recommend to Komodo right now by the way they're playing?
Making sure to keep following up with the picks as needed, making sure to have the defensive ultimate for the Nano Genji Blade, and then from there just making sure to just keep applying that aggression to where they can't do the things that they're doing as of right now, which is just that counter aggression.
Well, it looks like the switch to Ryan is definitely helping them out there. Enders and Mishra getting 4 picks right there. Calamity cleaning up Till. Zasuto going for the hard reset, and Clever taking out the rezzed Berkey. And it looks like they will retake control of the point right here with a little over 3 minutes left on the clock. They're going to go ahead and start pushing that payload back. Berkey switching over to the Reinhardt as well to try to go up against Mighty Peon's hammer. And that looks like all the switches we're going to see. I have to say, though, Wind's Plague has been pretty on spot with those anti-nades, though. That's really been helping out their team. Oh, no! The barrage going in ends up taking out Crusher, and a Wind's Plague Clever cleans up Till right there, and Mishra follows up on Berkey, and that is going to be a hard shutdown for the side of Salt.EXE. As Komodo continues to hold on to the payload, 2 minutes 20 seconds on the clock. Crunch Bite, I'm really surprised that just this one switch in character from Mighty Peon from the Winston over to the Ryan is making such a difference.
Having that shield tank pressure and just having that kind of shield tank in front of your team just to help just stop some of that damage mitigation is essentially useful. But from there, if you're able to have it just as aggressive of a Ryan as a Winston, and you can just keep pushing out and keep doing what you need to, then by golly, just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh no, it looks like the Graviton came out, but Enders ate it up. Enders taking out Berkey with a really wildly shot Diva Bomb right there. I kind of was wondering where it was going to end up. Spaceman ends up rezzing Mishra until ends up bringing back Berkey in the fight, so it's 6v6 once again as they fight on the point. Crusher coming in, nanoed, but Mighty Peon with the shatter ends up taking down both Berkey and Crusher. Mishra following up on Berkey to finish off that shot. Fire trying to get some picks, but ends up retreating with the rest of the team. 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock as Salt.EXE pushes back for a quick regroup here on Rialto. Crunch, what have you got for us?
Just the same thing. Just that kind of aggression and just keep pushing forward is just crucial for just making sure you can keep getting that kind of follow-up.
Enders had the beautiful eat on the Zarya, and then from there he was able to just keep pushing forward with everybody else.
Whoa! Woo! Oh! Beauty bomb into the backline as the Graviton was going on. Enders getting that triple kill. Spaceman bringing Mishra back to life after being slept mid-barrage by the all-powerful Ana that was on their team right there. Looks like we're going to see some switch-ups. The Wind's Plague switching over to the Zenyatta. Zasuto switching over to the Soldier 76 to try to get in there, do some additional damage with that Discord and that hit scan character. We're going to see Crusher start things off, ends up taking out Clever. The Valkyrie being popped by Till to keep the team alive as Zasuto takes out Mishra. Spaceman bringing Clever back from the dead, but a Wind's Plague takes out Spaceman. Berkey following up on Mighty Peon. Crusher taking out Clever as well as Calamity. And it looks like the only one left on the point is Enders, but quickly going to get taken out by Fire with the Discord help from a Wind's Plague. And in overtime, they will take point 2, giving them an additional 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock. Crunch, this is just some incredible play we're seeing here tonight. Like every time they find themselves kind of between a rock and a hard place, they make some switches and they're able to get in there with a new strategy and make it happen. What do you think?
From there, the biggest thing I was seeing was just Fire got those 2 critical picks on him, and then Mishra was very much so focused on making sure that Mercy could go down as needed, but from there, that kind of coordination just needs to be sure you can get the easier targets, such as Zenyatta and possibly the Zarya that was just at very high charge. From there, it was just making sure that you're picking those priority targets and you knowing when to move onto them and taking them out of the fight as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like we're going to see Komodo retake the point once again just after the choke here past the overhang. 40 seconds on the clock. as we see Salt.EXE push in once again. Zasuto looking to get in that back line, probably getting ready to pop that visor. The Graviton comes in from Crusher, but not a lot of follow-up there as Mishra takes out Fire, who switched over to the Pharah, also taking out a Wind's Plague. Double Blade from the powered-up Clever, thanks to Spaceman, and Calamity is going to follow up on Crusher. 5 seconds on the clock as Fire looking for a way to get in there, but Enders ends up taking him out, and the attack visor is going to hold everybody in place as round 1 completes 2-0. Crunch, it seemed like the teams were just going back and forth on the swaps. Like you'd see that Salt was pushing really well in the beginning, and then we see some swaps come in from Komodo, and then they start holding, and then some swaps from Salt, and they start pushing again, and it's just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I mean, this is some pretty awesome Overwatch action we're seeing tonight, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Just the amount of engages, the amount of picks, the amount of just overall well-coordinated team fights from both sides is absolutely amazing this evening.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see what our teams are going to come in with this time around. As we see Komodo come in on the offense, it looks like we're going to see on the side of Salt, we're going to see an Orisa Zarya combo. That's interesting. Not one that I normally see or recommend, but can be incredibly useful, especially with Zasuto getting in that back line, given that additional protection right there on the Genji. Mighty Peon, though, coming in on the Hamtaro, utilizing that as the main tank. With Enders on the Diva.
You want to know what kind of comp will do really well on this map? Okay,
does it start with a G and rhymes with moats?
That's some goats.
Goats! Goats! I know that's your favorite, Crunch, but that's not what we're gonna see right now. It looks like we're actually gonna see Komodo just go in for the fight. Forget the payload right now. Mighty Peon going in there trying to get a pick. Clever ends up taking out Berkey with the dash, as well as following up on a Wind's Plague. Mishra taking out Fire, and Calamity backing off once they got those first couple picks to get that payload moving. Very good job. Very good job. Clever ends up taking out Crusher, and Mighty Peon taking out Fire right there. And they're going to go ahead and clean up, allowing the payload to move forward right now. I was interested to see that not one hung behind. Could that be detrimental to them, especially on a payload map, Crunch?
Especially for a payload map. Just having that one person being able to push through, you can avoid so many of those fights if you just were able to just have one person on the payload just to have it moving. Because remember, the biggest thing is that this is still, at the end of the day, an objective game, not so much a kill game. Once that objective gets to that point, that's it. That's all it is at the end of the day. So being sure that you can still keep moving that objective while keep getting those kills at the same time, that is detrimental to how this whole gameplay is really need to be played out.
Well, it looks like Komodo locked down first point during that payload crossing the bridge, making its way to the choke point here on point 2. We saw a switch from Berkey over to the Reinhardt, and Crusher over to the Diva. Fire ends up taking Mishra out of the air incredibly quickly, switching over to the Widow for the second point. But we're going to see Mighty Peon coming in with the minefield. Ender switching over, or coming in still on the Zarya, ends up demeching Crusher and helping take out Crusher's Mighty Peon. Zasuto taking out Spaceman with the blade. A Wind's Plague takes out Clever, and Fire getting a cleanup on Enders, and Mishra will stop this point dead right before the choke with 4 minutes left on the clock. What do you think, Crunch?
I would definitely say with now the added benefit of the defensive hold on Assault.EXE, it's going to be a lot harder for Clever to try and get off those Genji blades as needed. From there, though, I think the best play for them was to definitely switch over to the Rein Zarya and them at that same kind of aggression, but with a more coordinated ultimate set.
Well, it looks like that's working out for them now. The Coalescence Valkyrie combo coming in to keep the team up as Mighty gets the Fire Strike kill on Berkey, and they are pushing past the choke point as the rest of the team essentially retreats right now, just trying to keep from getting picked off. Calamity ends up taking out a Winds Plague with the Coalescence, and here comes the blade from Clever, taking out Crusher. Berkey getting Calamity with the tackle. Mishra ends up taking out Zasuto, coming in on the Widow. Spaceman resists Calamity, but Fire returns the favor, taking out Mishra. Enders taking out Fire. Payload moving in incredibly quick with 3 minutes on the clock, almost touching point 2. But Till on the Moira trying to keep the dream alive with the help of Berkey. Everyone's there. The Graviton comes in, but the Transcendence is going to end up negating the Graviton. The Shatter came in from Berkey, but not a lot of follow-up because the rest of the team was in the Graviton. And Enders ends up taking out Berkey. Mishra following up on Fire, and it looks like they may be able to push this into point 2, but Crusher able to make it, able to touch. Till also on there, trying to support as much as possible. Enders taking out a Winds Plague, and Crusher, Mighty Peon taking out Till, and they will claim point 2 with a little less than 4 minutes on the clock. Mishra cleaning up Berkey. Enders taking out Zasuto and Fire. They're just continuing to clean up Salt.EXE. Will this be a Komodo victory, or will Salt be able to come in and shut this down? What do you think there, Crunch?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw something for the second time, and I was just in disbelief for a second. But they're back on it. They're back on it. From there, I just want to be sure that they're able to keep pushing in, and from there, I guess that solves it.
And that's all she wrote, folks. The hammer down coming in from Mighty Peon along with the Clever Blade ends up cleaning up the rest of Salt.EXE that was near the point, allowing Komodo to walk away with the 3-0 victory right now here on Rialto. Mishra with the play of the game. This beautiful barrage right here. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! Triple kill! Quadruple kill! Whoop, whoop! Oh, I'm always those beautiful barrages and shatters. Oh, just so much. All right, going into the chat, let's go ahead and see what's happening as we prep for our 4th match, although we will see our 3rd new team this week, Komodo, walk away with their first victory tonight. We will still play our 4th match so that we can give Salt a chance to show us what they really got. But honestly, they've been doing an incredible job, wouldn't you say there, Crunch?
Both teams have been absolutely giving it their hardest tonight. There has been a couple of times where there was a little hiccups, but they were easily able to recover from that, and they were able to keep pushing forward with such. But absolutely beautiful and wonderful games this evening. I couldn't agree with you more, Captain. All
right. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the chat while we're getting people switched over. Sway is saying, give me fuel, give me fire, when Fire was popping off earlier with the Widowmaker. Chaotic Beats doing the SpongeBob meme. Sorry, Twitch machine broken. Unfortunately, we were seeing this weekend that Twitch has been having a couple of problems. We apologize. Some things are definitely out of control, but hopefully it's working for you, Chaotic. Volatile, that Shatter Magetti, and Bagel Guy, Fat Shatter, hecka fattest. Very, very beautiful Shatter there at the end, allowing them to take control there. So, Crunch, what would you recommend to Salt moving in to our last map, Temple of Anubis? We got an assault map, trying to take control of 2 points. Based on Salt's previous reputation on these maps, what do you think their chance of victory will be here on Temple of Anubis?
My biggest thing that I'd love to see out of Salt.EXE tonight is just that hyper aggression that they were showing at the very first few maps, and from there just having that team coordination to follow up was such. There was a lot of times where Aldo was making sure he was doing his role as Hammond and just pushing forward, but the team wasn't able to follow up as such, just making sure to focus down on those priority targets such as the main tank, their highest priority DPS, or possibly the fully charged Zarya, and taking out that main healer as such. If you can just keep rinsing and repeating those same actions over and over again, Overwatch becomes a very simple equation to just keep following through. I would definitely say for this one, more hyper aggression, and the only prescription that can be solved with more hyper aggression is
more cowbell.
Is a full antibiotic round of a goat's steroid prescription.
Oh, would that be prescribed by Dr. Crunchbite?
No, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a dude.
Just a dude.
I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude that has 5 goats.
5 goats.
I don't know.
That's why you recommend the goat scum.
I don't know what happened to the 6th one. The 6th one just kind of disappeared, but I just do it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and they're all accounted for. So I'm perfectly fine
works.
With that.
Sometimes you got to go in pretending you have 6 goats.
You gotta have it. You gotta have 6 goats, or else you're gonna be stuck with moats. And then if you only have 4 goats, then you're gonna have a bunch of boats.
Oh, you don't want a boat.
You don't want a boat.
I agree. I am so glad that somebody knows what that is. Oh my god.
Will Ferrell SNL.
Oh, I felt a little old saying that, but that Will Ferrell and who was the manager in that skit? Oh, his name is escaping me.
But it was from SNL, correct?
Yes, it was from SNL. It's an old SNL episode, but it is so good. I got a fever, and the only prescription is some more cowbell. So beautiful. I love it. Even have a shirt. Well, let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Final map tonight. Komodo versus Salt. Salt coming in for the attack. Aldo Chillbro coming in on the main tank with Crusher on the Zarya. Aldo coming in on the Reinhardt. We're going to see some more fire on the Widowmaker, and we're going to see a new name that I can't really read on the screen right now.
I believe that is Mr. Dr. Zombie.
Mr. Dr. Zombie Jr. on the May. All right, that is quite an interesting name, and I mean, zombie, dead, devil, playing May. Makes sense. Kind of all goes together, I suppose. Can even be a doctor. I mean, she was a scientist, so all goes together.
It's actually even more fitting, because Dr. Zombie is actually using the May skin along with it.
Oh, well, look at that. Look at that.
Would you looky there?
That's honestly one of my favorite skins, I gotta be honest. And it's doing an incredible job shutting down the team right now. As they come in for a second push, looking to just push straight on to the point. The barrage coming out from Mishra ends up taking out Till. Enders following up on fire as they switch over to the McCree. Mishra taking out Crusher. Aldo Chillbro taking out Mighty Peon, but the res comes in from Spaceman. Enders following up on Zasuto, and that's going to be another shutdown there for the side of Salt.EXE with 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. What are you seeing there, Crunch?
I just want to see goats. They could easily solve these problems if they just had the speed boost function. They could easily push through past the May wall, or better yet, bait out the May wall, easily be able to fight on point, and then easily take that objective control to where everybody's just staggering forward. But from there, it's just they need to be sure that what they're playing with, they're playing for those slow and steady picks with the fire being on the Fariha.
All right, well, the snow globe is coming out. Enders cleaning up a wind plague. Mighty Peon taking out Aldo Chillbro. And it looks like, once again, Salt.EXE will get pushed back to the spawn. 1 minute, 40 seconds on the clock. Mishra taking out fire. Mishra has just been on fire, taking out fire. I think every single pick that I've seen on fire so far has been from Mishra. Just absolutely incredibly focused, knowing how good of a DPS fire is, just focusing in, taking those out as much as possible. Just doing an incredible job on the DPS tonight. Wouldn't you agree, Crunch?
Oh, absolutely. The picks are coming out. Everything's pushing forward as such, and then from there, there's just that aggression that I've been just talking about all night. It's just a broken record.
Absolutely. Oh, here comes the Graviton in from Ender, but the counter shatter. Mighty Peon getting the double Fire Strike kill along with the Calamity Coalescence. Try saying that 5 times fast. Taking out Zasuto. Mishra cleaning up fire once again, and they are going to continue to hold them off the point. 40 seconds on the clock. Crunch, what would you... I mean, you kind of continue to say it, but one more time, just for the sake of hearing it, what would you recommend with 30 seconds on the clock for Salt.EXE?
Definitely that switch they just made for right now. Windsplague moving over to Lucio, being able to have that hyper aggression such with that movement, and from there just having the whole team move forward to the point.
All right, well, it looks like it's still going to be pretty rough, though. Mighty Peon ends up taking out Till, as well as Aldo Chilbro. Mishra ends up taking out a Windsplague, pushing Salt.EXE back once again. Less than 5 seconds on the clock. Will they make it? It will not happen. Another 0.1 hold tonight. Just I'm just absolutely
Flabbergasted.
Yes, that is the word that I was gonna use. I wasn't for sure if it was gonna be appropriate, but honestly, like the way that Salt has been playing tonight, I'm really surprised that they got shut down so easily. Like, what's your analysis of that last round there, Crunch?
From there, it was just making sure to just have that kind of aggression with Fire and Till just being the Fair Mercy combo. From there, just making sure to try and get that pick and easily keep moving forward. But from there, it was trying to decide whether or not to go up the left side, go up the right side, go down the middle. It was just group up as a full 6-man, just make that kind of commitment. Whether it's going straight to the point, taking the fight over to the left farmost health pack, or just taking the fight up to the high ground. It's just making sure to group up and coordinate with each other so that way you can keep moving forward as such.
I absolutely agree with you there, and it looks like you are going to get to see what you've wanted to see tonight, Crunch. The greatest of all time coming out on the side of Komodo.
No. This is a new kind of goats. This is something that people have been experimenting with, and I'm really surprised that it's doing very well with it. But this isn't goats.
What is
goats.
this?
This is dotes. This is
Dotes?
dive. This is dive goat comp.
Dive goats. The
Dive
dotes.
goats.
How
The
about that?
dotes.
Let's go ahead and see the dotes. Before we get started, thank you, Amara. 5 months in a row. Lots of resubscriptions tonight. Love it, folks. Thank you so much for supporting our community. Let's see if the Komodo dotes can go up against the 2-2-2 combo that is Salt.EXE, and the percentage is already climbing. Oh man, they almost got it! But Calamity takes out Zasuto. Crusher ends up demeching Mishra. Ender's taking out Fire. Mishra following up on Crusher right there. They're looking for it. They're going to take it. 4-0 victory for the side of Komodo tonight. Holy goodness gracious. It was the Komodo dotes, as Mr. Clever says. The Komodotes.
How dare you?
I would shorten it just a little more. The Komodo.
How dare? That was
Moi that was saying such.
Oh.
I am hurt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fam. I saw it in the chat first.
Oh, why you do this to me?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But look at that. Just an incredible job from both teams tonight. The score, honestly, does not do justice to what we've seen being put out from both of these teams tonight. But Komodo walks away with the 4-0 victory tonight on the OCCScrims. So go ahead, blow up the chat with your players of the match. Crunch, why don't you go ahead and start us off tonight?
Why you do this to me? All I want is to think, but I have no time to. I would definitely say my player vote for the evening is definitely got to be Mishra. the picks that he was able to do were just constantly just keep getting that kind of aggression that was needed for the team to keep moving forward. From there, he was able to make the swaps that were needed, and he was able to get those detrimental ultimates as needed, especially just showing it on Ilios on that last point for Lighthouse, and he was able to help recover that point and able to take that victory for them. So I would definitely say it would be for Mishra this evening.
Alrighty, I've got to give some tank love tonight. Enders doing an amazing job, not only on the Zarya, but the D.Va, just doing an absolute cleanup job, always sticking with their tank as much as possible, trying to soak up as much damage as possible, keeping that supercharge as the Zarya, getting those D.Va bombs where they needed to go. Just an incredible job tanking, and honestly, I think this is the first night we've seen Enders, and I want to see more. I saw it in the chat earlier. Enders, teach me your Zarya ways. So, Enders, you are my player of the match for the night. Dank Monkey, what do you got for us?
I'm going to have to give it to Mishra as well. Mishra and Fire were my two choices for tonight, but I'm going to have to give it to Mishra just because they came out on top. So it seems to me like you might have been doing just a touch more, but both Mishra and Fire were just absolutely on it tonight. With the Pharah gameplay, with the Widow gameplay, with all the DPS play that we saw from them, getting all the crucial picks, making all the space that they needed to, getting the kills, and honestly securing them some huge objective.
All right, how about you, peeps? You got a player of the match tonight?
I'm going to do players. I'm going to do players of the match there.
All
I'm going
right.
to say Teal and Spaceman. I'm just going to throw out some healing love. They both did a great job. And yeah, I'll just say healer love from a healer main.
Healer love from the healer main. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go ahead and look in the chat. Actually, I don't see anything in the chat.
Just Amara saying she wants a t-shirt.
Yeah. What happened? Something happened with the stream? Oh, okay. I don't know. Go ahead and blow up the chat once again, folks. I don't know what happened. It clicked me over to the videos for some reason at the end of that.
It happens.
Otherwise, we're just going to kind of finish this up. I'll go ahead and do our outro, and hopefully we'll get some additional chat here. As we always say here at the OCCScrims, thank you so much for all those resubscriptions tonight. If you're interested in playing or coaching or commentating, the information for playing and coaching is below. If you're interested in commentating, reach out to either myself or the Loud T-Rex, my buddy Loudtrex, for that information. You can find us either on Discord or in the Facebook group. And, you know, honestly, tell everyone that you know, anyone that you feel is interested in Overwatch, anyone you play with. I know that a lot of the people that I've been playing with have been watching us do these scrims, have joined our group, have been trying to get involved in teams, and has just been like, you all make our community great. Like, we just had our 6-month anniversary earlier this week. It was incredible, and I am just so incredibly blessed for the awesome community that we have here at OCC. So feel free to, if this is your first night with us, check us out on Facebook, Overwatch Cavalry Club. Follow us here on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. If you get that subscription here on Twitch, you'll get into the Discord where you can play, or where you can talk and play with our players, you know, get VOD reviews from our coaches, and just, you know, talk it up with everybody that's in Discord. It's a lot of fun. So, do we have anything else tonight, gentlemen?
I believe
so.
we are good.
Alrighty then. Well, that being said, that concludes our night here at the OCCScrims. I'm Captain Jack.
And I am Crunchbite.
I'm Dank Monkey.
And I am Peeps, and we are out of here. Good night, everybody.